Hello, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate what a rusty cage would look like upon receipt and how to properly recondition it so that it can be installed into a GORE membrane fiberglass filter bag. GORE does not typically recommend the use of cages that are rusted, but in the event that the cages have been stored for a period of time and surface corrosion has occurred, it is possible to successfully recondition them for use. We're going to show here what the material would look like on the surface. As you can see from wiping the cage, it's an orange brownish iron oxide material. This is a light rust on the surface of the cage wires. That is not typically what we're concerned about. We're more concerned with any scale or pitting. Scale or pitting would have a very rough finish on the surface of the cage. It's that scale and pitting of the cage that, if installed in a fiberglass filter bag, would cut the fiberglass as the cage is slid down into the body of the filter bag and damage the filter bag. While that damage might not show immediately, it would absolutely shorten the overall bag life substantially. What we're going to show next is how GORE would recommend conditioning the cages. What we recommend using is a Scotch-Brite pad. The Scotch-Brite pad does a very good job at sanding the surface of the cages. What we're trying to do is remove the scale, remove the pitting, making the surface smooth to the touch. As you can see, the scale, the rust comes off very easily off of the cage with a few wipes up and down. We would recommend in the field that a 1 to 2 foot section be cleaned at a time. What we mean by that is you would go around the entire circumference of the cage in a 1 to 2 foot section, rubbing up and down the cage, removing the scale and the pitting off of the wires. Once that section is cleaned, we recommend the worker move down the cage and continue the process. From our experience, it takes a minimum of 10 minutes to clean a 20-foot cage. One wipe up and down the cage is not enough. You need to scrub up and down the cage a number of times to get down to the metal. I'm going to zoom in here on the metal a little bit. As you can see, it is very clean. You have the steel coloration back, the gray shiny steel coloration back, and it's absolutely smooth to the touch. A definition for smooth to the touch would be if you took a piece of nylon, a nylon pantyhose, and ran it up and down the cage. If at anywhere on that cage that nylon grabs or snags, that is not an acceptable finish on the cage. If you have any questions about the sanding procedures, please call Chris Palizzi or John Knotts at 1-800-638-5300. Again, that number, 1-800-638-5300. Thank you.